Welcome to Gay Fairfax, the National Capital Area's only weekly gay video magazine sharing news, views, and pride. I'm Barry Forbes.
And I'm Beth Goodman. Each week we'll feature events and personalities of interest to gay women and men in Northern Virginia.
And I'm Dave Hughes. On this special anniversary edition, we'll take a look back at the first year of Gay Fairfax.
We'll see how the local media covered the premiere of the show back in May of 1990. We'll also share some of the memorable highlights of the show, and we'll take a peek at some of the lowlights. Yes, the behind-the-scenes outtakes and antics that you usually don't see. Now, Beth, I remember you were the president of the Fairfax Lesbian and Gay Citizens Association when I first came to you with an idea for a TV show. Remember that?
That's right, Barry. I sure do. You needed a new project, and
yes.
Yeah, Barry always has to have a project. But
like a hole in the head.
That's right. How lucky for all of us that you decided to take this one on. And yes, you wanted to do this TV show, and I was skeptical, but it's obviously paid off.
Well, I hope so. We'll find out at least. But I remember it took 9 months to put the first show on the air. It's sort of like birthing a baby.
Oh, no.
It was true. It was a lot of labor.
A lot of pain.
I know, but we got the show on the air after 9 months working on it. And
like with a baby, after it was here, it was wonderful, right?
Well, not all that wonderful. Because we're so focused on producing this show, we didn't realize that people, well, might have a problem with the nature of the show. Didn't realize it.
Really? I mean, the media, of course, were pretty quick to jump on this. I guess while we would take this thing sort of for granted, many people wouldn't. And the Washington Post was the first to cover the show.
Right.
They, in the Metro section, they ran a little article, and just about every other paper in the area, after reading the article in the Post, decided they'd report on it too.
Dave, I remember that the first morning after the Post came out, I was in the kitchen, and all of a sudden the TV news reporter started reading the article. I'm going, honey, a show's in the news, a news show's in. It was funny.
Right.
Same wording and everything, probably. But
yeah.
The Fairfax Journal wrote an editorial standing up for our right to produce the show and put it on the air and to have our voice. And it was even covered in USA Today, so people elsewhere in the country knew what was going on here.
As the county's Channel 10 prepares to air its first production of Gay Fairfax at 10 o'clock tonight. As Jan Fox reports, the show has its critics even before its premiere.
So it's really kind of a common sense type of thing, isn't it?
Yes, it is. You have to...
For several years now, public access TV has allowed anybody who wanted to produce a show like Metropolitan Magazine at Channel 10.
We're not a television program that's our television station that's programmed from somewhere off in a far distant city. We're here, we're local, and we help people do their own shows.
But one group's show is causing a bit of an uproar. The Fairfax Gay and Lesbian Citizens Association will premiere Gay Fairfax tonight. The group is clear about its focus.
It's a way to reach out to other gay men and women in the county who are not in touch with typical gay communication networks like newspapers, etc. And finally, it's to provide some outreach and information about what gay men and women are all about.
But some Fairfax County citizens don't get past the title without a problem.
The title itself is offensive to me. Gay Fairfax. Fairfax is not a gay county. Most of the vast majority of citizens in Fairfax County are heterosexuals who believe in the family and in God and in, are not gay.
Homosexuality is illegal in Fairfax County, but that doesn't present a problem for Channel 10.
Commonwealth Attorney Haran has said that merely discussing an illegal topic is not in itself illegal.
But one of the stipulations for programming is that it not contain obscene material.
I don't know what legal definitions are for obscene, but I don't think we should legitimize organizations and a lifestyle that is unhealthy. It's, the major cause of AIDS in the country.
To that, the sponsors of Gay Fairfax have a simple answer.
They don't have to watch. That's the beauty of public access and the beauty of television and radio itself.
The executive director at Channel 10 doesn't seem to mind the controversy. In fact, he says it gives him an opportunity to offer counter-programming to opposing groups. And that's his job, to fill up his airtime. Jan Fox, Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Tom. Tonight, a television first in our area, a TV show by and for the gay community. Fairfax Cable Channel 10 premiered the program today. It's called Gay Fairfax. Barry Forbes and Michelle Michaels are the hosts of the program. It airs on the public access channel on the Fairfax system. Fairfax Cable officials say they've received about 10 complaints about the gay TV show, but insist Channel 10 is committed to this program. Since Channel 10 is public access, anyone can produce a program as long as it isn't libelous, slanderous, obscene, or commercial.
There is controversy tonight about a new television program in Fairfax County. It's called Gay Fairfax and is aimed at the area's homosexual community. But as News 7's Dale Solly shows us, some citizens are already planning action to get the show off the air.
This is the control room of Channel 10, Fairfax Community Television. Something happened here that is causing more than its share of controversy.
Welcome to Gay Fairfax.
Gay Fairfax will air monthly, and its first edition did a profile on a gay writer, showed a former soldier who wasn't allowed to re-enlist because he's gay, and had a segment of gay news.
Proud of our past, looking forward to the future is the theme of the 1990 Washington, D.C. area Gay Pride festivities.
But the program also incensed some citizens groups who say this stuff doesn't belong on TV.
Endorsing a show on Channel 10, allowing that type of show to say this is okay, is endorsing it, and I believe that the community can do without it.
But the producers insist they aren't endorsing anything. In fact, they were busy editing next month's show that will cover issues facing gays in Fairfax County.
We'll be touching on health crisis questions, social organizations, religious organizations, the whole gamut of society reflected through the gay perspective.
And while the initial flow of calls ran 5-1 against Gay Fairfax, Channel 10 says it has no intention of pulling the plug.
It is not obscene, it is not libelous, it is not slanderous, it is not commercial in nature. Under those which are our main guidelines, the show goes on.
Gay and lesbian residents of Fairfax County now have a new vehicle to voice their concerns. Last night, the TV program Gay Fairfax began broadcasting on Channel 10, the public access station in Fairfax. News 7's John Harder is standing by outside the studios with the producer and co-host of Gay Fairfax, as well as one vocal opponent of the show. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Greta. That's right. This is Barry Forbes, who is the producer and co-host of the program, and Mr. Richard Enrico of the Federation for Moral Restoration. You have some problems with this program being on cable TV, but you think that Barry has a right, a constitutional right, to come on and talk about the gay lifestyle. Is that true?
That's absolutely true. And what our problem is that we feel that it's going to be a bad influence in the community. We don't think that children or adults need any more bad influences, and we just don't think it's an appropriate program to have on our cable.
How do you see that, Barry?
Well, first off, we appreciate the promotion that the Citizens Against Pornography have given us for the show. More people now know about the show than before, but also it serves a population in Fairfax, a very responsible group of citizens who are very proud of their lives, and we're quite frankly surprised that a group that hasn't even seen the show is protesting the show.
Well, what's your biggest concern, Mr. Enrico, about a program called Gay Fairfax that features the gay lifestyle?
I think it's the same principle of having a program on for people that say that recreational drugs is all right. You know, I don't think that type of program should be in, a bad influence. We think it's going to be a tremendously bad influence on what I call a death style, not a lifestyle. And I think that if they want to do what they want to do, then that's great. But I don't think that it ought to be publicized on public television.
Mr. Forbes, do you think it's fair to compare what you're doing to a show on recreational drugs?
Oh, absolutely not, and I think this is a perfect example of why this show is so needed in Fairfax County. Most people don't understand what the gay lifestyle is all about, or if there is a gay lifestyle. A gay lifestyle in Fairfax County is pretty suburban, mundane. We have a lot of coupled relationships, and it's a good way for us to show through this show what gays are all about, gay men and women. And certainly it's not a death style, because death style implies that particular activity that is maintained by all the people are bleeding to death, and that's not the case certainly with gay men and gay women.
Thank you, Mr. Forbes. Mr. Enrico, we're out of time. Both sides looking at the new program Gay Fairfax on Channel 10, public access channel here in Fairfax.
What was so funny, of course, was because all these people had this violent reaction to the show. They hadn't even seen it yet.
Exactly.
And the first show was awful. It was awful. Well, no, it was great we did it, right?
Right.
But it took, we've gone a long way since that time.
I'm sure that they thought that after seeing the first show that they didn't have anything to worry about after all. That could be it. But I mean, I guess as time went on, more and more experienced people came here and brought their experience with them, or at least their willingness to learn. And for instance, I had sort of been watching the FLGCA newsletter and seeing that this was going on, and I don't know why, but it took me sort of a while to decide to get into it. And it was about Gay Pride Day. I think I talked to you when you said,
remember that?
Yeah, you just said just show up. And
don't bother me, just show up.
Yeah,
That sounds
just
like
show
Barry.
up at
That
the
sounds
van
like Barry,
and,
right.
and tell them you're willing to help. So I went back around to the van, and immediately, of course, nobody else knew me from Adam, so they just thought I was there to answer that question about why am I proud to be gay. So they stuck a waiver in my, a release in my face and a microphone and tell us why you're proud to be gay. So I did that, and then I kind of, well, okay, great. Now what do I do next? Is this all there is to it?
Didn't realize you were screen testing for Gay Fairfax.
No, it's not what it was.
Well, I should have
Wow.
had a screen test for Gay Fairfax before I came on as
That's
anchor
right.
woman too. I, again, as president of FLGCA, I was one of the first interviewees, a particularly prideful segment, I might add. And other than myself, we had some really interesting and notable guests that first year, and we're very proud of that. We've had, the Honorable Jim Moran and Harry Hay, one of the fathers of the movement, and help me, Barry, you were there
Fred
for all of
Allen,
them. Fred
Human Rights
Allen.
Commission of
Fred
Fairfax
Allen and
County.
Jeanette Paroli, who, you know, all of us women know.
Standing in the shadow too long, waiting on the sideline too long. Boy, I've been watching you. Now you're gonna watch me too. I'm coming out of hiding. I'm coming out of hiding. It's no mystery how you missed me for so long. But that's history. You were so wrong for so long. Boy, I've been wanting you, and now you're gonna want me too. I'm coming out of hiding. I'm coming out of hiding. I'm coming out of hiding. Standing in the shadow too long. Oh, waiting on the sideline much too long. Watching and wanting you. Now you're gonna want me too. I'm coming out of hiding. I'm coming out of hiding. Coming out of hiding, looking for somebody like you. Coming out of hiding, coming on the run, caring for nobody but you. One, two, three, four, coming out of hiding. I said I'm coming out of hiding. Oh, let's do the fans again. I like them. Okay, here we go.
like this on TV, I thought, oh, the people just walk in, the cameras roll, they do their thing, the camera shuts off, and it's perfect.
We just Vogue.
But I'll tell you, the first time I came to actually be a co-host, I mean, then is when I really got the rude awakening that there's outtakes and you do everything several times and we flub up our lines and all the stuff like that.
Of course.
Oh, no,
of course
I did. Okay. But anyway, why don't we take a look now at some of the kind of the flubs, some of the behind-the-scenes shenanigans that go on here, just to kind of, you know, to sort of keep the morale up here throughout all the shoots.
Like Barry's Katharine Hepburn imitation?
Yes, let's show that.
Let's show that. No,
Yes.
you can't show that one, please. Oh, my.
Oh, now Barry.
No. Real broad so I can tell. I can't tell the lights in my face, that's all. I'm sorry. Lord, kill the wabbit, kill the wabbit. That was my favorite cartoon ever. It's called What's After Doc. I love it. Bugs Bunny. Yes.
We're having a good time, waiting for Mark and the tape, waiting for Mark and the tape. Rocking and rolling up there, we'll probably have to stop.
Hello, and welcome to Gay Fairfax, a weekly entertainment magazine.
I hope you enjoyed this summer.
Paul Kaplan and Mark Singer, who was the first director, okay?
Right.
And
Karen Brown.
Yeah, who did some of our really best segments.
That's right, you did.
That's right. And, of course, Michelle Michaels, who's our original co-anchor with you.
She still is our co-host.
She is a co-anchor with Dave. Unfortunately, couldn't be with us for the celebration. Hi, Michelle. And then, of course, there was Fred Thomas and Laura Reddick and Lisa Weber, John Moore, Jim Weber.
All the folks from the staff and the volunteers from Channel 10 have been very supportive of this show.
Right. We appreciate Channel 10.
And, of course, we can't forget all the crew members who really put this show on.
Of
the
course.
people who worked on it day after day here on the set. So
that's right.
Well,
In
let's
fact,
do it.
I think we ought to get them to come on
let's
the
have
set right
Bill,
now.
come on, crew.
Bill, Rob, come on.
This is it.
You know, let people see you
Let
first.
you celebrate,
These
too.
are the people that
Here
put
we
us
go.
on film.
Thank you.
This is it.
All right.
And who else do we have to thank, Dave?
Well, we have to thank you, our current viewers,
That's
for
right.
watching us first every month at this time and now every week since this is a weekly show, and we appreciate you for sticking with us all this time.
That's right. Cheers. Thank you very much for your support as well.
Thank you. And I guess that wraps up this special edition of Gay Fairfax. Thank you for joining us. For Gay Fairfax, I'm Beth Goodman.
I'm Dave Hughes.
And I'm Barry Forbes. Thank you for joining us. And remember,
to
keep the pride alive.
We like it, we like it.
Okay. Okay, now can we strip the set?
You can strip anytime you want.
Set. Set pieces go outside.
Do they get put in any special?
Just outside, and I can pick them up from the car. A smile and a bicycling group. I'm sorry.
So call us at Gay Fairfax. Call us, sorry, I blew
That's okay.
it.
I blew it too.
You can book passage on an RSVP cruise where gays are finding... I'm sorry. We do it one more time.
Next week, we'll meet the... Sorry. Remember, you can... Sorry. We'll also check out some local...
Holidays.